Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. Today I'm making what's called a thing out of wood. It doesn't really have a practical purpose other than ornamental value sort of thing. And I didn't have any wood to make it, and I wanted some close grain wood, and I wanted sort of a sheet of it, and I couldn't get a sheet of it. But what I did manage to purchase is a chopping board from Tesco's, and I think it's quite close grain wood. Not sure what sort of wood it is. It may be rubber wood, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this chopping board was £4, I think, which is ideal. It's the right thickness for what I'm doing. Now the first thing I had to do was, using a hole saw that goes in an electric drill, I cut out these two sections. I then put the first section into my small lathe and then made these rings. The large one, obviously you can see there that that's the first cut, and then once I got a disc of wood I was able to, using a parting chisel, I haven't got a proper one so I'll just use a very thin wood chisel, and I've made these rings. And the piece that come out here, I've used it for the centre bracket. And the second piece of wood that's come out, I've put that in to the lathe, spun it up and just put this fancy pattern on like that. And then I've got a little knob I'm making to go in the centre hole. Now it'll all come clear when it's put together and assembled. But it's called a thing. I watched someone else on YouTube make one, and I thought, oh, I'd like to have a go at making one of those. So that's what I'm doing. Now, if you haven't got a lathe, you could probably cut out these rings with a hole saw, starting off with a large hole, large piece of wood, like this sort of thing, and then where these grooves are, use your next size down hole saw and cut another ring and another ring and another ring. But I actually put it on the lathe and used, say, a chisel to part the sections. Now these are being varnished at the moment, so when it's dry I shall start assembling it. The next part of this project is to assemble this piece onto the base, and that's just held on by one wood screw that's been countersunk through the back, or the bottom I should say. And then on this threaded rod I'm using, I'm putting some fibre washers, and the fibre washers is to stop the other pieces of wood sticking together, and also it will help space the next rings. And I've made this button thing to go in that hole, but to be honest I'm not too happy with it like that. I might paint that. Okay, well that's it, almost complete. I'm not sure about that. I might paint that button there. I'm going to put something on the top, maybe up here. I know you could see, I don't know if it's possible, there's little washers. These are fibre washers between each one, and if it hasn't got those in, then the wood tends to stick to itself, you know, one another. I've got to do something with the top. I might put a piece of wood on here, a spike or something, and I've got to put some green felt on the bottom. But that's it. It's DIY wooden thingy-majig made from this cutting board from Tesco's. It's all been varnished. Yeah, I hope you like it. It's something different. I like it very much. Absolutely brilliant. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. Cheers. Bye.